Time for the 49ers Rush Podcast.
We're doing this. It's time, ladies and gentlemen. Number 37 of the roster countdown. Jake Moody, kicker, rookie kicker. He's one of the highest drafted kickers in the past decade. And he's an interesting player. Did he have a terrible week one of the preseason? Yeah, it was as bad as it possibly could have been. But I don't think that matters long term. Was it great? Did it build confidence? No. The jokes are out there. Cool. He's a damn good kicker. Now, was he worth the draft pick? In my opinion, not even close, but that doesn't matter. He's on the team. And when all, five of us, me and four executive producers, got through and ranked everybody, he came in at number 37. There's no doubt he's going to have a very large impact on this season. And from that standpoint, that is where Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch would be at to justify taking a kicker in the third round. They say it's not the third round, it's the third round. So let's figure out who Jake Moody is. We have a lot of research on this kicker. Shout out to Josh, the 49ers guru. Crushed it. He's a big kicker. Wears jersey number 4. 6'1", 210. Like, he's not a small cat at all. Like, he's a big dude. 23 years old. Didn't do any of the measurables and all that stuff. Michigan, born and raised, Northville High School, kinesiology, sports management. He was 5-star recruit as a kicker, whatever else. Now, awards, he's got them all. You got to start with the Lou Grozo Award winner, which is the best kicker. So the Niners have, somebody that won the Ray Guy Award 3 times, most ever. And now they have Jake Moody as the kicker who's won the Best Kicker Award. He's the only Michigan player ever to do it. But, I mean, you can just go on and on and on and on and on. Consistent All-American, back in high school, Honor Society, 4-time academic All Big Ten. That's huge. Big Ten Kicker of the Year. First time ever in Michigan history to have that. William V. Campbell Trophy semifinalist. His very first game in Michigan, he set the single-game scoring record for Michigan and scored 19 points. He made 6 field goals his first game, which is incredible. Records galore. He owns everything, and I could just keep going on and on and on and on. Now, here's the thing that matters the most. His leg is different than other players. I've seen it in person. No, I'm not breaking down kicker tape or anything like that on Patreon, but the dude can kick the ball 60-plus yards. Now, whenever he attempted, a 60-yard field goal or whatever in the first preseason game, he missed it by a good 20, maybe 25 yards to the right. But the dude was clearing the fence through the pad behind the field goal consistently at training camp. Now, here's the issue. The athleticism, all that stuff, basketball player, all cool things. Michigan family, absolutely amazing. One of the things that I don't think I've heard people talk about, he has the same agent as Robbie Gould. He actually had dinner with Robbie Gould right before the draft, and Gould continues to be a mentor to Jake. And so, that's one of the things that I just think is cool. Now, we get into the actual kicking numbers. In college, he was perfect on all extra points, 148 of 148. Field goals, 82.1%. Not good. That is not going to do it. Now, you're drafting him for what he can do. The idea that you could take longer field goals now, that's a huge advantage for the offense. It is well documented that late in Robbie Gould's career, the last 2 years, Niners had to get to the 30-yard line to attempt a field goal. That's just what it is. Now, you can do that from 42, 43 yards. So you're taking a full first down off of the offense's plate that they don't have to get now. That's huge. Will he pan out? We'll see. That's a whole nother thing. And so we'll see. Now, if you look at his PFF scores, 87.5 kickoff grade, that's huge. That is the most clear, dramatic increase going from Robbie Gould, who didn't want to do kickoff, but he had to because Mitch Wisnowski, the punter, can't do it. Yeah, Jake Moody is a kickoff specialist. That dude's got the leg for it, not going to be an issue. 91.7 field goal rating, 90.2 extra point rating. He had 102 kickoffs last year. 66 were touchbacks. That is great. I wish we just boomed it out of the back of the end zone with no return, let them start on the 25 every time. I'd be the happiest guy that could be. Now, we couldn't do this episode if we don't talk Zane Gonzalez. Not because I think Zane Gonzalez is better or going to beat him out or any of those things. But the Niners have used a roster spot, an extra one on this kicker the entire training camp. And I want to be honest with you, Zane Gonzalez was more accurate all through training camp than Jake Moody. Not by much, but he was. Can Jake Moody kick it from further? Sure. But Zane Gonzalez is out there making 57, 58 yarders as well. So the Niners have, these two kickers. They're only going to keep one. And whenever they do cut Zane Gonzalez, which I think is going to happen, that trade will revert back. It was just a pick swap in, I think, 2025. It'll revert back. No cap casualty or anything like that for the 49ers. But the Niners do have a backup plan. Kickers are head cases. One bad preseason game does not make a rookie kicker. And I get, people keep saying like, oh, Justin Tucker was 4 of 8 in the preseason his rookie year. Well, Justin Tucker was an undrafted free agent kicker. Jake Moody, 3rd rounder. Big time difference. I'm excited to see him. It would help the Niners dramatically if this dude can right the ship. I'm not too concerned. But at the same time, spending such a high pick on a kicker is interesting. And that's always going to be tied to how well he is as a player, the expectations, all those things. And that factors into all the stuff that goes up in that old head noodle. And it makes a difference. It really, really does. But I hope we get to see this guy for, 10 plus years in the 49ers, red and gold, and just as a staple of, the next Justin Tucker or something along those lines. That would make everything worth it and then some. We'll see. It's going to be fun whenever he makes a 63-yarder because it's going to happen at some point this season. But until then, we'll just keep counting him down here on the 49ers Rush Podcast.